Criminologist means the study of criminal minds. So they can work to study the 7 psychological phases of a serial killer and can read in between the lines to find the answer to whatever question they are looking for. And they can tell, and when they finish doing that, they can tell their bosses about the research that they found. So, starting with H.H. Holmes, he would capture them, then kill them. His victims was usually tourists. It can either be men or women. But he would capture them by using his charm, which is considered the wooing phase. The wooing phase is used a lot with serial killers to lure their victims in. So when he would do that, he would offer them a place to stay because he had a whole mansion. So he would offer them a place to stay, and then when they was asleep, he would use gas chambers or any other form there is to lock them in their room and kill them in different ways. Now his motive behind that was because he usually just sold their bones to different universities or because he wanted money. So basically that was just a university called him saying, oh, I need bones for my anatomy class. He would say, okay, kill some people, then send the bones off for their money. Ted Bundy, he did not do the same thing, but he did use his charm, which is the womb phase, to bring them in. So he went through the totem phase, which is when you get a high from killing them, from watching them suffer. So he did not really have a motive. He just really killed them because he liked doing that. Like, he got a high off of killing people. Now, there are different criminologists who can read in between the lines to find out the answer to their questions they may have, like, why did they kill so-and-so, or who did they kill? And there was this one man, well, it wasn't just one man, but it was one man who actually survived the whole situation. And he was a victim to this man who used his charm to bring in victims. So he was a victim to this man who would bring them in, take them to his house, and kill them by killing them a slow, deathly pain. So he would cut open their head and pour acid on their brains. So there was the one victim who actually ended up getting away. He was naked running, and as he was running, he found the police, and his police was trying to figure out what he was saying because his words wasn't as coherent. So he had to use a whole lot of hand gestures. He pointed to his brain. He pointed to the inside of it, what was going on. And then the police ended up arresting the other guy who did all of that to him, just to find out that the other guy had a whole lot of other people in there too. And so just by using his hand gestures, he was able to save his own life and anybody else who was about to become a victim. So criminals, along with witnesses, have a no snitch rule. So they will basically like just throw a whole bunch of hints around, a whole bunch of riddles. Like in the documentary Who Shot Biggie and Tupac, there was a man sitting at a table. He was wearing all orange, and he told the detectives, just check back in the information in the books that you all have. So then she said, check back in with the books we all have. And then he did not say it, but he just gave her a look. Or he like pointed his finger slightly, or tilted his head. Because he did not want to just outright say it, but he was dry snitching, per se. So, and then he's not the only one in it who did that. But Suge Knight, he was in jail, and he was on the phone with the detective. And on the phone, he gave her a riddle that said, that basically was, when you have solved the first case, then you have solved the second case. And she was just sitting there trying to figure out who was he talking about. And there was also a guy with her that was there to help her figure out all of this, and his name was T. I believe it was Ice-T, but he was also there to help her. Now, with all of this being said, they could tell their bosses about the research that they found, and their bosses can put that information to good use when it comes to profiling, because if there's another criminal out there doing the exact same thing, they can have a better idea how to bring that killer in or how to prevent it from happening again. And then when their bosses see that their worker is doing really well, they can end up getting a raise, and that will motivate them to do better. So, with all of that being said, criminologists, they are really important people to the FBI because they work to study the 7 phases. They can read in between the lines to find out the answers to any questions that they may have, and they can tell their bosses about the research that they found, and that can be used as a future reference. Thank you.